I'm in Stamfordham today. I'm doing a walk down to Hawkwell Quarry. It's years since I've been up here in Stamfordham, and this was my local pub once, the Bear Horse. Spent many an hour in here with friends. Look at the place now. I used to sit just inside that window. It's tragic really, these pubs just cannot survive anymore. They cannot survive. Lovely building as well. So anyway, as I said, I'm going down to a place called Hawkwell, which is just a couple of mile walk down the road. I'm going to find an old disused quarry. Quarries can be hitty-missy. They can be full of farmers' rubbish, they can be used as a dump, or they can be like really magical places, and I don't know what this one's like. I've looked at it from OS Maps from above as much as I can, and it looks like it's still in its sort of natural condition. So it hasn't had rubbish dumped in it or anything like that, so there's no sign of tarpaulins or farm debris or anything like that. It looks like a quarry where nature's just basically took over again. So my plan today is to do two sites. I want to do Hawkwell Quarry, and then there's a standing stone a little bit further north that I want to have a look at as well. So hopefully the weather holds out. It's not looking too great at the moment, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. Now, more often than not, when I'm out on these walks, I've got a specific destination in mind, and then I get detoured because I find something a little bit interesting, and I go and explore what that is. It's amazing what you find when you come out and you just get off the beaten track, you get off the main paths, you get off the main roads, and you find all sorts of things. Lots of interesting places, like this lovely field, for example. What a spot. So the weather's holding out at the moment, but there's no guarantee. I believe rain is forecast. It's so long since I made one of these wild places videos, probably maybe even 2 or 3 years. It's just, the time just flies, you know. There was a point in my life after COVID when I was doing a lot of these type of videos, and it was for my own sort of mental well-being, to be honest with you. Most of the time when I'm talking on the videos, I was talking just whatever come into my head. I wasn't organised, because that's not what it was about. It was more about my well-being and just being able to just offload some thoughts, you know, to a friend, a camera. But I've always had this ambition to make these videos a little bit better, a little bit more informative. And whether I achieve that or not, I don't know. I'm going to give that a go today. That's if I'm going in the right direction and I find Hawkwell Quarry. It is Hawkwell Quarry, isn't it? I think it is. Look at these just lone trees, man, just on their own. Let's switch the camera around. Just that oak tree there, just sitting on its own in the middle of this field. Northumberland is full of wonderful places. It doesn't have to be like a scheduled monument or a National Trust place that you go and visit. You can just go and park up in Stamfordham and just do this lovely walk, and it's like you're in a completely different environment. Let's hope that sun stays out. I think I found it. I was expecting to walk another mile or so down the road, but it's a bit of a shortcut across the field from Stamfordham. I think I've actually found the quarry. So there's a more modern side to it. Let's go and have a look at it. And there's the older part, which is behind me. And it looks like they're quarrying for, well, it looks like granite to me. But I'm no expert, but that looks like, let's just have a look at that, turn the camera around. It definitely does look like it's sort of granite. Amazing. I didn't expect to find the quarry so quick, so let's go across and have a look at the older part of the quarry. So there's no real path through this quarry, but I can see what looks like animal tracks, and I'm just going to follow them. When nature takes over, it sort of turns these places, well, I think it turns them into sort of quite magical places where the ground has been opened up. You know, there's history here. You know that whatever rock they pulled out of this quarry is part of a building somewhere, probably somewhere local. Let's have a look through here. Gotta watch where my feet are going, because quite often there's little holes that you didn't expect. Now we're talking. Right, let's get down here. Now, look at these old tyres here. These are probably from, I don't know, from the 1940s or something. It's a bit soggy underfoot here. You know, like I was saying earlier, a lot of these quarries become dumping grounds, and there's a little bit of that going on here. Some old rusty metal. Thankfully it's been pretty dry the last couple of days, or I think this would be a bit of a quagmire. Ah, now we're starting to see the rock. Oh, hey, there you go. I tell you, I could put money on it. These quarries are often used as dumping grounds for farmers. So probably all those old tyres come off old farm vehicles. But yeah, I would say the rock going through there, it looks like sandstone to me. Well, that was easy. Hawkwell Quarry, disused quarry, done, tick. Now we're going to move further north and we're going to find this standing stone. So the coat's off. I'm starting my next part of the journey at a place called Waldridge Cottages. I think that's what they call the place. And it looks like there's some sort of horse racing track across the road there. I'll have to have a look at that on the map. So we've got a couple of mile trek up the main road here till we get to the plantation, and then we can head our way up to have a look at the standing stone. So the place I'm heading to now is called Bygate Standing Stone, and it's within like a plantation. When the stone was laid there by the pagans, no doubt, prehistory, it was probably just a hill. Because it's one of those modern type plantations, you know, pine kind of things that you see all over Northumberland. Yeah, just at the top there, there's a communications tower. So we're going to head up towards that, and apparently we'll branch off to the right to get to the standing stone. Now it's in the clearing of the forest, so hopefully we'll be able to get the drone up and get, I don't know, get a couple of shots of it from above. So there's quite a few trees that have fallen over in the wind. I suppose it's right on the edge of the plantation, so it would get all the force of the wind. Another one here, blown down. So we're going to head over where obviously people have walked over before. I could be totally wrong here, but that standing stone might have been wiped out by all these fallen trees, because this is like a clearing. You can see that it's a clearing. That's where it's described the standing stone is. You see, with all these fallen trees, you really don't know what the score is. The fallen trees could have literally just wiped out the stone. Some of the branches are lethal. So what's this telling us now? It's in that direction over there. Exactly the place where all the thick fallen trees. It looks like I can see possible footsteps. I found it, I found it. Get in. There's the tower. Here's all this clump of fallen trees, and they're everywhere. And just through here, you may be able to see it there now. And I tell you, it's lucky. It's lucky it never... trees never fell on it. So there you go, the Bygate Hill standing stone. Wow, amazing. So these standing stones, they date back, well, prehistory really, before the Romans, before any form of records were kept at all. There was no books, there was no communication. The size of your world was probably I don't know, a 10-mile radius or something like that. But they believed in something. That's what gets me instinctively. They knew there was something, higher consciousness, some greater being, some creator. Because otherwise, what were they worshipping? What was all this kind of thing about, you know? Well, we don't know, do we? If you look around here, look at these trees. They're falling down everywhere, and it wouldn't have taken much to wipe that out. They're there, they're over here, there's fallen trees everywhere. Hopefully they'll come in here and they'll chop this wood up and make a clear path to the stone. But I have to say, I said it before and I'll say it again, that was so lucky, that stone, because that could have easily been wiped out, totally dislodged by fallen trees, big heavy fallen trees. But luckily they've just fallen around it, which is amazing. Well, I've achieved my objectives today. I've been to Hawkwell Quarry, which, well, I found it interesting anyway, and Bygate Standing Stone. So that's what I set out to do today. The weather has been on my side, thankfully. I've got my raincoat anyway, and I'm certainly not worried about a little bit of rain. Anyway, thanks for joining me on my first Wild Places video in quite some time. I hope you found it interesting. I hope it inspires you to go out and make discoveries in your local area yourself. Or if you're in the Northumberland area, you can come up to see the Bygate Standing Stone yourself. I'll see you soon.